Hi, it's Craig, WJ6F. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the Baofeng UV-7B, and we'll get to it right after this. The items you get in the box: antenna, the items for charging it, and it does take a USB-C to A, the wall wart, tactical TED headpiece, infamous wrist strap, belt clip, manual, 1800 milliamp hour battery, and of course the radio itself. Since this radio does not come with a tri-band antenna, or at least just an antenna that operates on 1¼ meters, I would highly recommend getting the RD371 from Radioddity. It's about a 15-inch antenna that does cover the 3 bands. At the time of filming this video, this radio is currently going for $32.99, and you can get different types. You can get the one with long antenna set, it's got this 15-inch, or you can get a 2-pack. Now they're saying that this is Bluetooth app programmable, and you can find the QR code in the instruction manual. Has a 1.77-inch color screen. You have 10 zones, which gives you up to 1,000 channels. And I believe if you use the computer-based software for programming, you can change the zone names. Now showing here 4 ways of programming: multi-band receiver, again the 1,000 channels on 10 zones, USB-C charging, and you can also do the channel sync, quote unquote. Here they talk about the easy app programming, flashlight on the bottom, customizable side key. Here they talk about the zones, cloning different channels from different radios. Here's your transmission frequencies: 2 meter, 1¼ meter, and 70 centimeter. The ones that you can receive on. Puts out 5 watts, which we will double check. We will also be checking the spurious emissions. Here's what you get in the box for whichever set you buy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this radio, starting with the left side here. The top button operates the flashlight, which is at the bottom of the radio. Hit it again, you get the strobe, and once more to turn it off. Push to talk key, programmable key. On the top you have your usual antenna, indicator light showing whether you're receiving or transmitting, power on off volume. On the right side you have your usual Kenwood jack for microphones and programming cables. .77-inch color screen. This gets you into the menu, moves you around the menu with these two, and exits the menu. You can also use this button. If you push it real quick, it'll put you on either channel A or channel B. And you have the 10 key. Some of these are dual function keys, like down here. This will lock the radio. This will start scanning. I believe 0 will bring you to the weather channel. Yes, it does. You have your 1800 milliamp hour battery. It does screw to the back. This is your charging port, USB-C. Indicator light to show whether it's charging or fully charged. Red for charging, green for fully charged. The menu system is nicely set up. They have everything grouped, like your zones. There's 10 of those. Scanning, this wireless CPS, this is for using your phone to program the radio. Radio settings, how to change different settings in the radio. Programming a channel in. This is your radio info. It'll give you your firmware and hardware. Inputting a repeater into this radio is actually very simple. First thing you want to do is make sure you're in VFO, and the way you go back and forth from memory to VFO is you press and hold the menu button. You see it changed to 15 up there. And the channel we want to start with is 145220, which we already have input. Then you want to go into your menu, drop down to program channel. You can adjust your transmit power, your bandwidth. We don't need anything for the receive side. We do need a transmit CTCSS. And you can press and hold to get down there faster. We want 103.5. Cannot do encryption legally here. Put in our offset. We want 0.600. Lock that in. Direction. This repeater is minus. And let's save it to channel memory. And again, you can hold it down, or if you want to go directly to it, you can just input the number. And we saved it. Back out. Switch over to memory. And there we have it. Now let's see if we get anything. WJ6F testing. Okay, we heard the repeater come back to us. A little scratchy, but it's to be expected when you're surrounded by stucco. Now if you wanted to put a name in here, go into menu, drop back down to program channel, and on the first one you can input a name. And you can change the ABC part. If you just push the hashtag or pound key, whatever they call it this week, you can go from capital to numbers to lowercase. Or you can input a name from the phone if you're using the Bluetooth programming software. And the way you do it, it's just like the old cell phones. Let's go back in because it will kick you out if you don't do anything quickly. Switch to capital. Once you've got everything you want, just hit OK. Exit out, and there you have it. Now, if you wish to program this using your phone, go into the owner's manual, and they do have these QR codes in 7.5 section, just before Appendix A. And depending on which kind of phone you have, Android or Apple, just scan one of these QR codes and it'll take you right to it. Once you get it all downloaded, you do not need to go sign up for anything, which is always nice. To get going, hit this button right over here. Then you're going to want to connect Bluetooth, and to make sure that it's on your phone, you see this indicator right here. Go to menu, wireless CPS, and make sure that it's on. Then hit Bluetooth, and it'll bring up the radio you're using. Or you can have the phone identify the radio for you. It is a kind of a long and tedious process because it's going to go through 80 of them. It's going to keep shifting back and forth as it sees which one matches. But that takes too long. You can go here and select your model. It's much quicker. We're on a Baofeng, and then just look for UV-7B. And they're not what appears to be in any kind of order, but we want the UV-7B BLE inside. And then once you've got that, go ahead and hit frequency, which is read and write, and set. And we're in zone 1, that's where you can change them. And then what you're going to do is read from the radio. And you see the program shows up on the screen. And then you see one frequency that we put in earlier. You can go up here, put in another one. This will be national call. Frequency is 146,520. And it is the same for the transmit side. We don't need to worry about any of the CTCSS or the signal. You can change if you want the power on high. Then once you've got all the channels you want input, go up here to options. This is where you change some of the settings for the radio. You can pick how long you want the backlight on. Timeout timer, I have it set for 120 seconds. If you want voice prompt, how you want it to display, I have it selected for on channel A, it'll show the name. Channel B will show the frequency. Once you have everything all put in here that you want, go ahead and write it back to the phone. And you see again, program shows up on the screen. And that's all there is to it for using the phone to program the radio. Per the website, this radio should be putting out 5 watts. We're going to give this a try. We're going to start with 146.520 on 2 meter, and then we're going to switch down to 70 centimeter. Number you want to pay attention to is the one right here. That's how many watts we're putting out. This large one is the SWR. We are going through a dummy load. We'll start with 2 meters first. Oh, we're at 5.9 there for a second. So that's good. That's above the 5 watts. Now let's switch down to 70 centimeter. Now it's at 4.17. That's close enough. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. You wouldn't notice a difference between that and 5 watts. So on this front, this radio passes. Okay, we've got the tiny SA Ultra all set up. Turn the power on. We're going to start low power, and we're going to be using 146.520. We're going to see if this thing has any spurious emissions in it. Give it a sec to settle down. And as you can see, this is not a pass. Delta 2 is only 20 dB below the primary of 146.4. And it's supposed to be 40. And Delta number 3 is only 35.9 dB below. And neither one is below the blue line, which represents the 25 microwatts. What does that mean? That means this radio on 2 meters is not legal for the US. Now I'm going to do what the manual calls the one-touch frequency search. First, we're going to turn that on the radio. The radio we're going to transmit from is this UV-5R Mini. Now we need to switch this. Up here it says UHF. We need to switch it to VHF. Use the hashtag or pound key, whatever you call it these days. And as you keep pushing, it'll just go through the list of things you can use. So we're on VHF. And there it is. You see the two frequencies match for the transmit side of things, and it is a 100 PL tone. This has really come a long way. It's working really well these days. There's really no issues. I haven't had any that have messed up yet. You know, I do like this radio. It has a good feel to it. It's not too bulky. The flashlight, for what it is, seems to work really well. I actually do like it on the bottom of the radio instead of the top. Only issue I found with it is the fact that it does have the spurious emissions. If they clean up the radio, take care of that, this will be a solid radio. It's definitely putting out the right amount of power. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description area. And while you're here, why don't you check out one of these other videos. And again, thanks for watching.